Zerzura, the lost city, ancient city in the Sahara Desert guarded by black giants, was it ever discovered? In the wasteland of the Sahara Desert, there may be ruins of several ancient civilizations that were lost in time. When motor cars and aviation industry became available, many voyagers and travelers tried to search for various lost cities of ancient civilizations in the desert, as more than 4,000 years ago it used to be a lush region with many plants and animals. People from Dakhla, Bahara often told legends of lost cities, oases, and lost treasures in that area. And from there comes the legend of the lost oasis Zerzura. In the 15th century Arabic manuscript Kitab al-Kanuz, the Book of Hidden Pearls, describes Zerzura as a city built with white stones and full of treasure. It was a home for the sleeping king and queen, whose gate had a carved bird with a key in its beak. The manuscript also talks about black giants who guarded the city. There's no information about the date and author of the manuscript. English Egyptologist John Gardner Wilkinson was the first to mention the location of Zerzura in his book Topography of Thebes and the General View of Egypt, dated 1835. His reference was based on the tale of an Arab who found the lost oasis while looking for his camel, and he describes the location of the lost oasis as follows. Zerzura is only 2 or 3 days due west from Dakhla, beyond which is another wadi or valley, then a second abounding in cattle, then Gebabo and Zerbo, and beyond these is Wadi Rabina. Gebabo is inhabited by 2 tribes of blacks, the Simertine and the Ergezin. About 5 or 6 days west of the road from El Hez to Far is another oasis called Wadi Zerzura, abounding in palms, with springs and some ruins of uncertain age. The inhabitants are blacks. The search for Zerzura began at the beginning of the 20th century. Then explorer named William Joseph Harding King started his expedition to find the mystical oasis in 1909. Until 1911, he had done several journeys along the trade route, the road southwest of Dakhla. He knew some tales of a lost city full of palms and olive groves. He was convinced that he would find Zerzura after finding olives in the stomachs of some birds that had flown from the southwest. Unfortunately, he never found any abandoned city. Some clay pots were found by John Ball, director of the Egypt Survey Department, 160 kilometers from Dakhla 6 years later, but there was no lost city found. The major breakthrough in the search of legendary Zerzura happened between 1932 and 1934. A group of 4 people, including Ladislaw Elmsley, Robert Clayton, East Clayton, Hubert Penderell, and Patrick Clayton, found clues in Wilkinson's quote. They set out their expedition in the search of Zerzura, and they found 3 green valleys after 6 days of the journey in the southwestern section of the Gilf Kebir Plateau near the Libyan border. The locals of Dakhla gave the information of the stone temple to Harding King in 1910, and surprisingly the location of the temple correlated with Zerzura's location as cited by Wilkinson. And indeed, the stone temple was found with rocky slabs full of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs and the name of the 4th dynasty king Dedefre. And these findings led to a new time span of Egyptians in the oasis in the western desert. The debate over whether Zerzura had been found or not continued for years. Wilkinson was told by Dakhla's locals that there was a mysterious oasis formed by the 3 green valleys. The 3 valleys associated with Zerzura were Tal, Abd el-Malik, and Wadi Hamra Valley in Glyph Kabir. Hamra Valley is known for vegetation, acacia trees, and rock carvings. It's obvious that water still runs under the valley, but now the sand buried it. No one knows where exactly Zerzura was, but some people assumed the three green valleys could be Zerzura, or it was just a myth. Even though no oasis full of treasure was ever found, the years of search and expedition created a wealth of knowledge about the desert dunes. Zerzura's exploration helped NASA in the successful landing of an unmanned probe, Viking 1, on the Martian desert dunes in 1977. British explorer Ralph Bagnold and others from an enterprising group found that they could traverse lightweight vehicles on the dunes by lowering tire pressure, which helped NASA on how to land a probe on Mars. And this is on House and Wise by Vicky Verma. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. My Patreon account, the daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.